there's one transaction I'd like to attorney David B. Pasquale is representing the family that wants to put over the property. I told him that I would seek the approval today.
What is the address of that property?
Garfield Street, and I don't know where it is. I can bring it to you. Yes, it's in Canton. I can't have it in my second item is I hope not controversial, but on the other hand is worthy of discussion. And this is a kind of an oddball one. This is going to be non-repeating, but I had a call from Larry Antonelli, who's with the Ohio EPA. And the United States government is the owner of the property surrounding the industrial excess landfill. This is a Superfund dump cleanup up on Cleveland Avenue. The United States, how I'm not sure, came into possession of properties here, lot here, here. This is Cleveland Avenue. And if you're familiar with that, here's Bob McNamara's law office is right here. It's a nice little building. This lot, this lot, this lot, this lot, this lot. Not this lot, which is used. This lot, this lot. And then going back here, all of these lots, this is a relatively high-class residential, not high class, but very, very nice houses. These are nice houses, but perhaps not a little less. The auditor has these lots, for instance, the auditor's valuation, market value, this one is $17,300, this one is $13,000, this one is $10,000, no, $16,000, this is $32,000. And these lots, basically, the EPA, although it's owned by the United States, it's within the power to transfer and convey by the Ohio EPA. They will give them to us. They are going to get rid of them. They will give them to us simply because they're not in the land business. They're in the cleanup business. They've done their work. They're out of it. It's represented to me that these are totally suitable for commercial development. It's consistent with this. And the auditor's valuations reflect that. This, just to give you an example, this is 6/10 of an acre that's valued by the auditor at $14,500. There's a little bigger one, that's $32,000. And I think if we just accept title to them and just list them in the realtor, I think we got money. I don't know. There's going to be, I have to say, I'm surmising that not in Hartford, in Uniontown and up there for 20 years, there's a population up there that think that there are canisters of radioactive stuff buried there, etc. So there is a sort of a public hesitation, in some cases, and some people, of course, are violently opposed, but they don't have to buy the property.
Are there city sanitary services that run up through?
Yes.
Through there?
Yeah.
So if somebody was to acquire?
Yeah, they're developable and they're public utility. You don't have to drill a well to get down to the radioactives.
So we're the first ones the U.S. offered them
I
to
think,
us first?
actually, I think they offered it to Uniontown trustees. I think they avoided them just because of potential for political. But I'm a little bit guessing at that.
And
I know
if
they
you wouldn't take them, would they put them up for sale?
If I got an email from Larry yesterday or the day before, basically saying, look, we'd really like your response because we're going to do something else if we don't get your response somewhat promptly. I said, well, I'm going to have my board consider it today, and that's all as far as I'm concerned.
What type of cost do we incur with maintaining those things? If we say, yeah, hey, we're going to take them, and they don't stop with, then we've got
Well,
maintenance costs.
That's a consideration.
So
That's a
just one of the
consideration.
factors.
It's this. First of all, I'll tell you, this. I'm going to walk this. This is kind of ravine and wooded. It's suitable for building, but it's wooded. You're going to have to go in there. You're going to have to strip out the trees, etc. My guess is that nobody spent a nickel, and nobody ever will spend a nickel until they're actually developed. They're overgrown. This is kind of overgrown. It shows signs of having been mowed maybe once a year. If you go in there, you're walking in grass ankle high, but it's not waist high or anything like that. So my guess is, it's only a guess, I don't think we would incur significant mowing costs. Now, it may be if we listed with a realtor, he's saying, if you dress it up a little bit and mow it, et cetera, and then it'll present itself for sale. I don't know.
There is that fence
there's a high chicken wire fence around the entire perimeter here. It's otherwise not divided or fenced. This is an imaginary line. There's no fence there, there's no path, etc. There are some little paths going down here as though people have used them for taking some of that walk. And you can walk around here. You can't get in this. You can't get in it unless you're going to climb up there.
So it's secured, it's probably vented and so forth in
Yeah.
case whatever's still on the ground.
Let me tell you what my instinct would be, because I don't, in practical reality of selling real estate, I don't know any. I would be inclined to ask the opinion of several realtors before we say yes. You know, is this the sort of thing that you would list, and if so, under what conditions, and et cetera? And just sort of get a professional opinion as to whether it's marketable without maintenance costs, or if it needs maintenance, what to do about it.
Are there any environmental issues associated with those parcels?
No.
Do you get anything from the EPA indicating that? or-
Yes, no, they tell me that it's clean environment. Now, there's, the one constraint is, I don't think we'd be allowed to drill a water, not anyway. But they're served by public, we served by public water anyway, so you wouldn't be motivated to do it. They used to have, it used to be studded with methane exhaust pumps, but some years ago, that ran out to the point where it was costing them money. They had to put something in to burn it. There was not enough coming out to burn it.
Who owns this piece right here?
That's High Bud Equipment Corporation, and I don't remember generally.
Oh, so
they're
they're-
building it. This is actually privately owned.
But is it used on a daily basis? Is
I
it a
don't
big?
know, honestly. Yeah, it's a little bit of an eccentric thing, as you can see.
Yeah.
It extends in here. I don't know what the history of it is, and I don't remember. I went up to look at it, and I don't remember this. This looks kind of like, doesn't look like wasteland, but it's undeveloped. It's partly lawnish. I mean, like walking through a field, and then there's shrubs and there's trees behind it. For the most part, it's trees. You're walking through trees if you get more than 40, 50 feet back from the road. But it's an interesting proposal. I don't think we can, it wouldn't be prudent to reject it without considering it. There may be reasons. It's not our principal function. It's not the reason we exist. On the other hand, when somebody says, I'll give you $100,000 worth of property, it's registered 18.
Perhaps you get 30 days to maybe walk the land, speak with a realtor or two,
Yeah.
and see if this is something that you bring back to the board for further
Okay.
recommendation and decision.
Does that suit everybody? I'd be glad to do that. And incidentally, I think they would be very, very glad. They're very, very accommodating. You know, they'll sit down and talk to you at any length you want as far as the environmental concerns, for instance, if there are any, explain better than I know.
So is that zoned residential right there, or is it zoned commercial, or is it a combination of commercial and
My impression
residential?
from what they tell me is, I didn't independently check, that this is zone commercial, but this is clearly used residential. You can walk back there and you can see these are yards and, playgrounds and swing sets and pools and things like that. This is a little more wooded and, you've got to kind of look back in the trees to see the houses.
I'm just for my, what is this intersecting? Tell me what two roads intersect?
This is Cleveland Avenue,
Right.
and this is High Top that comes, where's High Top?
Actually, I think it's Hilltop.
Hilltop, yeah.
Right.
Hilltop?
No, that's not right. Hilltop.
What's the first crossroad to the south? What would be the east-west road to the south?
To the south, east-west, Lake Center.
Lake Center?
Okay.
Okay, hold on,
Yeah.
okay. Lake Center.
I guess I don't know, but in Hilltop, some of the addresses are Hilltop. This has got to be Hilltop.
Okay, thanks.
You're saying just north of what? McNamara's Law?
Yeah, here's McNamara's,
That's the last building?
McNamara's is the last building.
Okay.
And if you just drive up the road, then you'll see it. It's not conspicuous at all. It doesn't do that.
And a minute ago, you said they would be glad to sit, you're saying the Ohio EPA would
Yes.
be happy to sit down with us
Yeah.
and have a discussion if needed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm embarrassed. Larry said we'd be glad to be at this meeting. just emailed me 2 or 3 days ago, and it just completely escaped my mind. The sensible thing would say, oh my God, let's show up. But I wouldn't say that.
It might be prudent to maybe have another meeting where we have him come in and talk to the entire
Why
board.
don't I do that? In fact, why don't I say to him, yes, the board would very much like to have you here to discuss it, and that will hold him off from doing something else. Is what I think. Because, they're very good at us.
See if he's available in the next 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Give you time to talk to the real estate realtors and other parties.
You said you do have his squirrels when you walk outside.
I know they were glowing though.
Alex,
Yes, sir.
may I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you contacted the folks who make up the Concerned Citizens of Lake Township? Do you have any intention to?
No. I mean, if somebody suggests to me a reason, I should.
Well, they're focused on this particularly. I can tell you, they're really focused on that property.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a research phase right now just to even find out about what these pieces of land are and the parcels involved, and then we're going to task Mr. Green to speak with the realtors and see if this is something that the board wants to even undertake, and we're going to hear from Mr. Larry, and maybe once we get all those facts and pieces together, ultimately it'll be the board's recommendation as to what it wants to do, and we'll proceed from there. But
It's probably worth our while to understand what their concerns are, though.
Absolutely.
What they are.
Okay.